October 26th this year, two significant events occurred. Now, the first one was that it was my husband's birthday, and being the great wife that I am, I thought, I'm going to cook his favourite meal for dinner. Now, my husband tells me he has simple tastes, and actually his favourite meal is sausages in bread. So I thought, oh, I'm all over this, I've got it. It's great. Except then the second significant event occurred on that day. The International Agency for Research on Cancer declared that the most delicious foods on the planet were now carcinogenic. They dropped a bombshell. I mean, our favourite foods like hot dogs, jerky, ham, salami, and everybody's favourite bacon was now causing us cancer. Now the media, in their true sensationalism style, they like to compare bacon, and they told us that it was as bad for us as asbestos, as cigarettes, and as radiation. But the rest of the world, they stood by bacon. They went to social media, they went on Twitter, and they stood up for bacon. So Team Bacon. At work, this was the hottest topic at the water fountain. So a critical eye was cast across everybody's lunch in the crib room. We were given dirty looks if we were eating processed meats. And this poor guy, he had a wrap, and he had both salami and ham in his wrap. And someone said to him, "That's a double dose of cancer. You may as well be smoking that wrap." Things were getting out of hand. Now, as hygienists, I'm sure we've all experienced the emotive interpretation of a hazard becoming a risk. And as hygienists, it's so important that we identify, we interpret, we assess, and we communicate to the public and the workforce hazards correctly. So I thought, what is the risk of deliciousness? And to look at risk, we need to look at consequence, and we need to look at exposure. And we need to look at who our exposure group is. So the IARC told us that processed meats were now classified as a Group 1 carcinogen. That means that they now cause cancer, and in particular, colorectal cancer. So should we just give up eating this delicious food? Not so fast. They also released some guidelines, letting us know that every 50 grams of processed meat we eat each day, we increase our risk of cancer by 18%. And this sounds like a lot, but in the scheme of things, it's not. So if we look at the relative risk, so the incidence in the general population of colorectal cancer is 5%. So it only increases it to 5.9%. So to reduce risk, we need to look at the hierarchy of controls, and in particular, elimination, or at least reducing our consumption of these meats to align with the recommended guidelines. Now, for someone like Homer Simpson, this might be quite hard, but for the rest of us, 50 grams of processed meat is 2 strips of bacon, 7 pieces of salami, or a hot dog or a sausage. So not that bad. I think we can all do it. And I actually took one for the team and for science, and I consumed 50 grams of bacon in a day. And I'm here to tell you, I survived. I think everybody can do it. It wasn't that bad. So what the media did fail to portray was that message. We don't need to give up the most delicious foods on the planet. We just need to reduce our consumption. We need to align with the guidelines of the AIOH. What they also failed to do was differentiate risk and hazard. They didn't interpret the guidelines correctly, and when they compared a risk like cigarettes and bacon together, they got it wrong. So as hygienists, it's so important that we provide adequate information, we interpret that information as well, so that the takeaway message that we deliver is the correct one. It's about having effective communication. So back to the birthday dinner. Did I cook sausages? Heck no. I wasn't going to leave this opportunity to have a night off from cooking dinner We went out for dinner, we ate pork, and it was delicious. Thank you.
If you're hungry for a hunk of fat and juicy meat, eat my body full